Why would you literally hire an entire island in Venice to wear this and have carpet at your wedding?
Jeff Bezos' wedding turned into a straight-up circus. His wife, Lauren Sanchez, was so hungry for fame that she dragged him and a bunch of big-name celebrities into this flashy $50 million wedding that loads of people are calling straight-up tacky. Everyone who showed up was basically on display, like they were at some wild red carpet event. A few folks seemed to enjoy the carefully staged PR madness, but others walked away feeling embarrassed after the whole spectacle. Let's break this down. This wedding was clearly a plan to crank up their celebrity status. Nothing about it felt natural. It was all mapped out like a marketing scheme. I checked out Lauren Sanchez's Instagram just before the wedding, and wow, she had posts barely getting a few hundred likes, even though she's got over 1 million followers. That was shady for real. It didn't add up, and it made me wonder what kind of hype she was trying to build. Right after she tied the knot, Lauren wiped out all her old posts and left up just 2 shiny new ones. Looks like this is the start of a whole new chapter for them. If Bezos is trying to rebrand himself as the cool guy now, it's kind of wild. Somebody on Reddit even asked, do you think Jeff Bezos paid all those celebs to come to his wedding? Drop a comment if you think he actually did. I mean, come on, he's one of the richest dudes on the planet. He can afford anything. Another person chimed in, saying it probably wasn't straight up cash payments, but the favors had to be insane. Somebody else said, that sounds about right. Their travel and hotels were probably handled too. Another commenter thought maybe some folks got paid, while others just had their jets and fancy suites covered, since the guest list was packed with the richest of the rich. One person claimed there was definitely some slick PR behind this whole stunt. It popped up in too many news outlets to feel real because, let's be honest, it seemed like barely anybody cared for real. Maybe Lauren pushed for all this since she's chasing that dream. It wouldn't surprise me if she wants to live like a Kardashian. Another person even wrote, both want to be American royalty so bad. Let's keep it real. Most of these rich power players want to recreate the Kennedy vibe without having a drop of their charm, style, or class. They're loaded with cash, but now they're bored out of their minds, just sitting around, staring at each other, trying to seem relatable.
Oh, there he is. That was definitely Jeff Bezos. There's Lauren Sanchez waving. So in that boat right there, you see the Italian flag. You see security actually right behind. We just saw Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez wave to the crowds.
It's an impossible city. It can't exist. And yet here it is.
But I gotta call out what's up with Lauren Sanchez. Look, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. Sure, she was a pretty bride, but something about her face looked off. Did she get some work done? Or has she always looked like that? It felt heavy on that Kardashian wannabe look. Almost giving cat lady vibes before going full Catwoman. It's wild. We'll get into all the random celebs who showed up to this chaos in a minute. But first, I have to talk about Leonardo DiCaprio. What a mess. This dude is always preaching about climate change and saving the planet. But then he's chilling in the same room as the people who basically run the world and could actually do something about it. And he stays silent. Plus, he pulled his hat down so low, there were barely any clear pics of him arriving on that boat to the wedding. That right there shows what a hypocrite he can be. Like, seriously, can I even say this on YouTube? Man, if you're gonna roll with these people while ignoring everything you preach, at least show your face. Own it. Folks were clowning on Leonardo's hat because he even rocked it at the actual wedding. He looked so awkward, like he was thinking, no one knows I'm at Jeff Bezos' wedding. Yes, we do, bro. Somebody cracked a joke saying, she's 26. And honestly, that's scarily on point. Then you hear people saying, save the planet for free Prime members? Yeah, right. It's really for the rich elites building bunkers somewhere while the rest of us are left to suffer. One person pointed out how funny it was that Leo showed up in an all-black cap. So classy of him to switch up his usual baseball hat just for this event. Total respect move, I guess. Someone else joked that Amazon is the most eco-friendly company on the planet. Which, come on, that's the biggest lie ever. Nothing about that makes sense. These people act like they're heroes, but the second they get a private invite, they forget about all their so-called values. How can you be so deep in a project like Before the Flood and then turn around clapping and grinning with Jeff Bezos and his billionaire crew? Straight up hypocrisy. Somebody even posted on Reddit about Bezos' wedding guests getting hyped over an Amazon worker crawling down the aisle with the rings tied to their collar. Wild. And the carpet, dead on. That same gray carpet showed up in Lauren's shiny new celebrity era. She actually landed the cover of Vogue. Rocking her wedding dress solo, if you can believe that, that's a massive win for her. But I can't help wondering if Anna Wintour stepping down from Vogue right before this wedding had something to do with it.
No, this was Anna Wintour's final straw. This is why she stepped down from Vogue. Why would you literally hire an entire island in Venice to wear this and have carpet at your wedding? Did they just take this from the Amazon offices? The more you look at it, the more you can't unsee this corporate carpet. Is a prime example of loads of money but no style and no taste. They've gone for like the most expensive option with everything and it's just not working.
Maybe Anna just couldn't bring herself to co-sign Lauren Sanchez and Jeff Bezos for that big cover moment. It's giving major, I can't support this circus vibes. I got a hunch Anna wasn't happy and decided to dip out fast instead of watching these two try to brand themselves as American royalty. This whole thing feels like a carefully crafted PR fantasy, and watching them force it into the mainstream is straight up jaw-dropping. I gotta break down all the random celebrities who showed up at this wild event. For real? What do these people even talk about together? It makes me think this whole thing was staged PR because these stars don't really move in the same circles. They've got their own worlds, their own crews. So seeing them mashed together was bizarre. Like seriously, Sydney Sweeney, what were you even doing there?
A-lister after A-lister this morning: Oprah, the Jenners and Kardashians, Tom Brady, Usher, Leonardo DiCaprio, Jerry Seinfeld, Sydney Sweeney, the list goes on. Roughly 200 people were reportedly in attendance. A source tells people at the ceremony started with a performance by Matteo Bocelli, Lady Gaga also there, expected to perform this evening.
Tons of people were going in on Lauren's look. And I mean, that should be expected. The bride is always the main focus, right? But the comments were savage, picking apart every detail of what she wore. This whole wedding was dripping in forced hype, and the celebs just added another layer of drama to the scene. Best day of her life, right? Freshly married, feeling like she landed her young knight in shining armor. But let's be real, that dress was kinda odd for a summer wedding in Italy. It looked way more winter, super covered up and tight, almost made her look older than she is. But hey, at least it was conservative and classy. I'll give her that. What really blew my mind was that she let them publish that photo with the staff in the background, just standing there like, are we free to go, Miss Sanchez? I mean Bezos. That was wild. And check out this shot of the happy newlyweds. Gotta say, her body was on point, no denying that. You could see every curve showing through that Dolce & Gabbana gown. She was definitely serving. But the carpet, though? It looked straight up like an office rug. Not a wedding vibe at all. Super weird. And it's so bizarre to invite a bunch of random famous faces you barely even know to watch you on what's supposed to be your most intimate day. That makes the whole thing feel even more staged. Everything about this wedding screamed carefully crafted spectacle instead of genuine celebration. You know what? Congrats to the newly hitched picture-perfect couple. I can't even say that with a straight face. Whew.
Dress. I can appreciate how beautifully made this is, but I just don't like it. I don't like her or Jeff Bezos for that matter, so I'm a little bit biased.
If you stare into Lauren's eyes too long, you start feeling something. We gotta keep it moving. I'm not sure how we ended up here, but let's talk about Ivanka Trump showing up. And honestly, I liked her dress way more than some of the other looks we'll see later. Kris Jenner also pulled up, and tons of people were hyping her gown. But someone slid in with a shady comment saying, she looks great, but she does look her age, which is so messy, especially since just a few weeks ago, everyone was praising Kris for that fresh Christian facelift. The internet stays flip-flopping, and you just know these people eat it up. But I guess after a few weeks of all that action, everything started settling back in place. Still, I gotta say Kris looked really good here. Her hair was on point. And of course, there was Corey Gamble, her lifelong sidekick, chilling close by.
Wearing a Valentino Spring 2006 worn on the runway originally by Gemma Ward. I love that she did not wear a necklace and just the earrings with the hair up. Here's another look at the dress on the runway.
And Ray Piner too. I grabbed a couple pics of Chloe, and tell me why she looks like she's sneaking off to do something she shouldn't be doing. She rocked this giant pink puffy outfit that looked straight up suffocating. I'd be ripping that thing off too if I were her. Then you see Kim, and that dress? It's getting tired at this point. She always goes for those same super tight fits. Nothing new. Plus, she looked absolutely miserable. No smile, nothing. At least Chloe looked like she was having a halfway decent time. But Kim was stone cold the whole day. And a bunch of folks were scratching their heads over Kylie's dress, trying to figure out what she was even going for. This whole guest list was a fashion roller coaster. It looked like Kylie's dress even had a rip in it. Plus, it was giving off the same vibe as Lauren Sanchez's dress, which is kind of awkward.
Pointed out that Kylie's dress seems to have a rip there, whether intentional or not. I just don't think it looks good.
Honestly, Lauren might have looked better if she'd just worn something like that in white, minus all the sleeves and extra fluff. But some folks thought Kylie's look was a little out of line for a wedding anyway. Orlando Bloom showed up solo. No Katy Perry, but he looked sharp in a classic tux. I low-key think there's a world where him and Kim could vibe together. Like, they might even look good as a couple. Is that too messy? Drop a comment. I'm curious. Oprah was also there, and she always sticks to that same color palette. Pinkish or purplish tones never fails. But she rocked it, looking fabulous as usual. Ellie Goulding came through too, and I almost didn't even recognize her. It looks like she's been hitting the gym hard because she was toned up and glowing. This crowd was such a strange mashup. From talk show royalty to pop stars, Usher was there too, and I actually liked his vibe. The color he picked was giving major Kim Kardashian Skims energy, super sleek. He pulled it off, but honestly, why was he even there? Straight up PR move, no doubt. Tom Brady also showed up in all black, and I'm not sure that was his best choice. It kind of gave off Skeletor vibes. Hope he's doing okay though. I don't really know what's happening in his personal life, but hey, sending him good vibes just in case. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but still. And let's talk about Sydney Sweeney. She popped up with her whole Sweeney squad, and I still don't get why she was there, but she did look super cute. No denying that. Her dress was a bit Macy's prom night compared to the rest of the crowd, but she pulled it off with that girl next door charm. This guest list was all over the place, packed with randoms who looked like they barely knew each other, all roped into this wedding spectacle for the cameras. She can rock whatever she wants, especially if she's showing off those swannies. Bill Gates, though, he looked exactly like what you'd get if you asked an AI, "Show me a billionaire." Plain as day, that's him. This wedding had folks talking left and right because it was just so over the top. Word on the street was the price tag hit $50 million, but I heard on TikTok it might have been more like $48 million. Still wild. Even Tipper Gore couldn't help but throw shade, commenting on their wedding announcement with, "Welcome to the 80s when big hair and conspicuous consumption ruled. Apparently tacky is back." That was a classy way to drag them. Honestly, these people don't seem to have any limits. Lauren Sanchez used to be a reporter, working hard, hustling, and now she's stepped into a new era of never having to lift a finger again. And she wants what she wants. Lucky for her, her man's pockets run deep enough to make anything happen. Oh, and someone pointed out that it looks like she already upgraded her ring, barely days after getting married. That's next level.
People kind of lost their minds when I called Lauren Sanchez's engagement ring small. This is her engagement ring. But honestly, Jeff must have seen that video because he upgraded her. She did not get a traditional wedding band like the rest of us. She got a wedding ring, which is legitimately triple the size of her pink diamond engagement ring. This rock is massive. I approve. It's incredible. It covers like from knuckle to knuckle.
This whole thing feels like a scripted soap opera playing out in real life, and these two are eating up every second of it with no shame. Just in case you were stressing, don't worry. All the celebs made it home safe and sound. Word is, there were around 90 private jets flexing at this wedding. No joke. There was even a tracker following Kim Kardashian's flight back to LA. and it looked like it cost around $33,000 for an 11-hour trip. Makes you wonder if Kim would even pay for that herself. I wouldn't be surprised if Bezos picked up the tab to keep everyone happy. Meanwhile, regular folks are out here fighting over whether kids deserve free lunch or if seniors can get decent health care. It's wild how the rich roll around in private jets while people struggle to cover basic needs. This is the real rich versus poor showdown, and folks need to open their eyes to how far apart these worlds really are. That's what this commentary lays down, and honestly, how could you even disagree? Sarah dropped a comment saying, "The amount of people that could have been helped with the money blown on this wedding makes me feel sick." And that sums it up perfectly. Most folks seem to agree that this wedding was ridiculous for no good reason unless the plan was to kickstart their influencer dreams or launch their wannabe celeb careers. But I doubt the public is going to keep feeding into this hype much longer. I know I'm personally already getting tired of it, but hey, I want to hear what you think down in the comments. Spill it all. Also, make sure you subscribe to NoFilter right now, because we drop the juiciest, most up-to-date videos every single day. Hit that like button, share this with your crew, and leave your thoughts below. Catch you in the next one, right here at NoFilter.